Last time. Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired. Friends and Meisters, welcome back to more. Nine. Last we left off, we lost a man. We lost Snake. I guess we didn't cherish him enough. That's why we lost them. Anyhow, we had come to the consensus that we were all moving on and leaving someone behind, and Ace kindly volunteered and then subdued himself so we couldn't bring him with him regardless. So, we're left with the choice of carrying on. And where we left off, the door had just opened. A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Seven and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his right, towards door 8. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked towards him. Their eyes met. They nodded. Their farewells took almost 1.5 seconds. Then he turned and ran. Then someone... Oh, actually, no, he didn't turn and run. Someone grabbed him. Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. Probably Seven. Only one strong enough to do that. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold, electronic beep. Only 41 seconds left. We gotta hurry, man. What you doing? Forget about your girlfriend. You can deal with that later. No time to waste, guys. Let's get moving. Seven led the way down the hallway. Junpei and Clover followed him as fast as they could. After what seemed like more than 81 seconds, far more, they reached the end of the hallway. To the left of a wooden door, they found the dead. Oh, this fucking soundtrack! That's intense, I love it. There was no time to rest or catch their breaths even. All three slammed their hands in quick succession over the scanner panel on the dead. Huh. Safe. Oh man. Still trying to catch his breath, Seven leaned heavily against the wall. It stopped. It stopped, man. Yeah. His smile seemed forced and a little crooked. This is the second time we've gone through one of these numbered doors, but... I never get used to it. You said it, man. He stood straight up, no longer out of breath, and wiped some of the sweat from his head and neck. Clover smirked at him. I would have thought a guy like your size would have bigger balls than that. What? What the hell did you just say, little girl? Say it again, I dare you. You have no... You little, you wanna die. I'd like to see you try. You fucking brat. Alright, let's go. Let's throw down. Hey, guys, calm down. This isn't the time for, whatever this is. It's not gonna do us any good. Gosh, guys. Junpei sighed. Sometimes he wondered if the doors and puzzles were really the greatest challenge they faced. Wait here for a minute, alright? And don't kill each other. I'm gonna see if there's any other doors. They didn't respond, but Junpei wasn't in the mood for a conversation anyways. Jesus, get along or we're dead. It's that simple. First, he examined the inner part of the numbered door. It was, of course, shut tight. On the left was a single short hallway that terminated almost immediately as a thick iron wall. Oh, Junpei doubted the wall could be moved. At last he gave up and returned to Seven, who was tapping lightly on the wooden door. This door is the only option we got, right? Yeah, looks like it. There was a metal plaque bolted above the door. It read operating room. If it was to be believed, the room on the other side of the door was an operating room as it suggested. Something about it made Junpei feel nervous. Well, if it's the ship he told us about, many people may have died in there. That's a horrifying thing. Well, there's no point in staying around. Might as well go in and see what's waiting for us. Seven grabbed the brass knob and slowly opened the door. That's her driving force, Seven. Wait, what you talking about, man? Get in there. The creak of the hinge sounded like the groan of an old woman. A chill snaked its way down Junpei's spine. Quickly, he gathered what courage he could and took the first step into the room. Seven followed, with Clover right behind him. Part of the room past the door was obscured by a screen. Clover's curiosity got the better of her, and she darted past Junpei to peer around the screen. Ah! Her scream nearly blew out Junpei's eardrums. I hope mine did as well. He and Seven ran towards Clover to see what had frightened her. They rounded the screen, and the cause of their outburst was immediately clear. Oh, what the hell is this? Is this a corpse? Doesn't look like one, actually. It was something that looked kind of like a human lying across a sort of bed. No, not a bed. An operating table. The table sat on a rusty steel lift, and a cluster of bright operating lights shone down on it from the ceiling. Slowly they approached, cautiously. As they got closer, it became clear that it wasn't a body at all. Kind of looks like a dummy. That's what I thought too. What the hell? It's just a huge doll or something. It's a doll! Clover did not look terribly comforted. Chucky. She must have watched too much Chucky. Slowly, she approached the operating table and looked as intently as possible from as far away as possible at the thing. Huh. Oh, man. Junpei could see her relax. You're right. It's only a doll. Man, it really scared me. She had a great sigh of relief and wiped a few drops of sweat from her forehead. Seven smirked. You scared cat, right? Oh, well, I guess it would have been weird if you actually had any balls. Oh, no. Shut up. Don't you start with me, fatty. Oh, what's this? You want a piece of me short stuff? Yeah, bring it, you whale. Hey, guys, not again, please, okay? Just stop for a few minutes here. Seriously, knock it off. Huh. Junpei sighed and shook his head. Anyway, it looks like he's got something the two of you could stand to have a little more of. I'm talking about a heart. Ah! Oh, there's. You mean on his chest? Yeah. It was set a little higher than normal for a human body, but from the shape of the organ, there could be no doubt that it was a heart. How would there be a heart in a doll? I don't think it's a doll. You think maybe it's like a medical mannequin or something? Or maybe it's got more personal uses. It's not an inflatable sex doll, man. Come on. Seven's grin was more than a little perverted. Clover glared at him. Anyways, how about we take a look around this place? Let's go. Okay. Sure thing. You got it, Junpei, my man. Oh, I love Seven. This is great. Their two interactions are just fantastic. Seek a way out. We will, announcer voice. The operating room. Huh. I want to take a closer look at this dummy first. These dolls are really kind of creepy, you know? Hey, it says something here. John? You think that's the doll's name? Maybe. That thing is creepy. I wonder why it's on the bed. 'Tis a good question. A creepy medical mannequin is lying on the bed. Apparently his name is John. So John, tell me how to get out of this room. Nothing. I think he's dead. An operating table. Do you think old operating tables look like this? I have no idea. Junpei's not that ancient. Hey, I wonder what this thing is. It says kg on display. Then maybe it's a scale. It tells you the weight of things, I think. I do think so indeed. A white cloth. Useful. Oh, there's the operating instruments. You use these for surgery, right? Let's see, syringes, cups, a plate. There's a sort of scissorish thing. I'll take that. Kosher forceps. Hopefully good to cut things. What's that? Nothing else I can really take here. All looks like it's part of the table. Oh dear God. What's your name? There's some kind of device attached to the bed. It says kilograms on the panel. Is this a scale? Another medical mannequin? From the looks of it, this one's a chick. She has a name too. Lucy. Poor thing. Looks like Miss Lucy only has a head and a left arm. Maybe we're supposed to gather all her parts. Well, maybe. That actually would be an interesting puzzle, based on the weights with the scales there and actual completion of the body, maybe. What's this thing? It's got some short iron legs. Hey, it's a heater. There's nothing inside it. Looks like it's probably a heater. There's nothing in it. There's a pipe going outside. I'm kind of curious whether it is a... Oh, fake chest. Okay. It's missing its heart. Maybe you're supposed to heat something like that gauze to kill the bacteria. There's a boily thingy over there. There's nothing on the lid or in the drawers. No? For sterilizing tools. The drawer is completely empty. Yeah, nothing here. There was a whole bunch of bottles on the shelves. They all look like medicine. They've got labels, but they're all big medical words that I don't understand. I'm just average after all. There's a lot of different kinds of medicine. It's hard to tell them apart. And we're back to Jean. Okay, Jean, what are we gonna do? Yeah. Is there anything else we can find? Oh, we haven't explored over here. Well, there was other rooms, I think. Junpei, where are you going? That's the door we came through, idiot. The only thing out there is a numbered door. I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you that the numbered door is a one-way deal, so... You're saying there's no point in going back there, huh? And they're nodding. Awesome. At least they're agreeing on something. Looks like it's locked. Guess we're gonna need a key for this one. Okay, going with the theme that it's an operating room, let's try something. No? Damn, it doesn't do anything. Are we missing something? Maybe we need to operate on Jean. Jean is just lying there. Oh, there we go. A fake organ. The chest of the medical mannequin. One of the organs is missing. The organ is... Orgon? Orgon. Really, Clover? Expected more than that from you. We're like, you could do better. No, we probably couldn't do better. That was going to be my joke, but she stole it. The organ is... If you pull out the lung on the right, there's still some more stuff in there. Man, you're kind of slow, aren't you? You say something. Well, yeah, we took the organ. Huh. Okay. Oh, there's more stuff here. There's a lot of surgery stuff. There's some scalpels, a few pairs of forceps, and a couple of syringes. All of it's too rusty to be useful, though. Hey, there's a scalpel over here that looks new. Give me that. Scalpel it is. I couldn't think we could operate with a pair of scissors, so that's probably why. It is all pretty rusty, they're right. Just a one partition. Nothing special about it. Okay. Klein? I doubt we can do that. I'm fairly certain. How about this? Let's try cutting this organ open with a scalpel. Organ key, yes! There we go. It's not like a key of a big organ, you know, the ones you play on. No, it's not one of those. Awesome, it unlocked! Oh, that's a weird looking room. Lots of medicine. Something stinks! Is it coming from this bottle? It says NH3. Well, that of course stinks. It's ammonia. Oh. Thanks for the insight, my friend. Oh, good stuff.
let's go for a drink.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that bottle. It says C2H5OH, right?
It's ethanol.
That's right. It's also known as alcohol. It's pretty much what booze is. Made of anyways, man.
So you're gonna drink it?
Nah, I won't. It might say that's what is on the label, but there could be anything in there.
You better be safe than sorry.
Junpei, there's a bottle of iron powder on the shelf.
How do you know it's iron?
The label says Fe. Fe stands for iron, right?
Well, she knows her stuff.
Hey, Junpei, you think there are any slugs on this ship?
Huh? Oh god, if she says squish, squish, I'm gonna flip.
Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on them. Ah! That's horrible!
What's she pointing at? The label states NaCl. Salt, huh?
You think Seven will shrivel up when we put it on him?
That's bad. He's not a slug. More of a Frankenstein.
Hey! You say something!
No, don't worry about Seven.
What's this? It looks like a can with a spray nozzle. It says CO2.
So it's a can filled of carbon dioxide?
Hey, Junpei, there's a dihydrogen monoxide on the shelf.
Why don't you just say water? There's a bottle of water on the shelf. The label says H2O. Okay, what's this? There's a note on the top of the table. Iron 1, salt 2, water 3. Carbon dioxide, ammonia, ethanol, question mark.
What do you think this is a hint for?
Maybe it's got something to do with this box. There's a code thing on it. The box is locked. Looks like you have to enter a passcode on the keypad to open it. You can only enter 3 numbers. E is for enter and C is for clear. Once you input the number, press E. If you mess up, press C. Let's give it a shot. Not yet. We're going to re-examine something real quick. What's this first? Blue liquid. Red liquid. Alright, thinking back to what we saw in that paper, this really makes me think that it has something to do with the atoms in a molecule. In the case of water, you're looking at 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. That would make the 3. The rest escape me, however. It's been too long.
H2O must mean hot, and 0 probably stands for orphans. So H2O must be made of 2 hot orphans. 7? Is your head okay? Oh,
damn, Clover, you mean? There's a canister of carbon dioxide. Alright, let's try examining the room the rest of the way and see if they give me any hints. Water molecule is made of 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Okay. There we go, just like we thought. So that cements our thought on this is all based around the atoms in a molecule. Alright, let's try investigating the shelves we need. Oh, there's salt. I have enough of that to last a lifetime, though. A rectangular table. I wonder, what did people do? Make medicine on this?
NHC, N is nitrogen, and H is hydrogen. So in other words, ammonia is made of 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms.
So 4. Thankfully the game's telling me because I don't remember the exacts on atoms. Much too long.
Carbon is, or C is carbon, H is hydrogen, and O is oxygen. So basically ethanol is made of 2 parts carbon atoms, 6 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom.
Okay, you know what? Let's try that then. Let's look at this. So it's carbon dioxide, ammonia, ethanol, I think is what it's saying. So we need to put it in that order, and that would be 3, 4, and 9 from what we've discovered, I think.
Well, look at the first line. Maybe question represents a number.
Ah, okay. I think we're right. Yeah, let's give it a shot. It's the only thing we can do. 3, 4, 9 it is then.
Oh, cool. We got a heart. And an arm. Oh, wonderful.
Anything else in here? An empty box. There's nothing left inside. I think we're good then in here.
You think we should go back?
Yeah, I think that's probably best. Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that Seven wasn't following suit. Hey Seven, what's up?
Oh, well.
He looked up at Junpei distractedly. and then put down, or back down at the brown bottle he had held cupped in his large hands. What's that? In response, Seven tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it and twisted it around to read the label.
ETT, it's tartarate, ethylene, diamine.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. Still, it looks like it cleaned my brain up.
Junpei looked up from the bottle. You remember something? Seven nodded slowly and spoke.
Well, I remember a story about EDT. It happened about 50 years ago, actually. Somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as industrial strength cleaner like I told you before. But a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystal called a hydrate. Once a crystal turns into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had just dumped the crystals as a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere. Even ones were nowhere near that first American factory. They've been making the crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and the same environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened, at the first factory, it just spread. It was like, man, how do you say it?
Like the molecules were communicating with one another? Transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. The phenomenon spread throughout the world, right? Junpei looked up at Seven with a half smirk. Seven stared at him, dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's it exactly. But how did you know?
I heard another story kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer.
What, the freezer?
Junpei told Seven the story he heard from June in the freezer in the kitchen. How one day, glycerin began to crystallize, and the story of ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there.
Seven squinted, his eyes stared off into space as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away. Do you know something about it? What? Let's give it to him. Maybe it'll spark something in his mind. Do you know about Ice 9? Oh wow, it's even the way I thought he'd say it.
Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice.
Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open.
That's it! I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Huh? It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
You know the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Everyone knows about it. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was a ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was a CS Mackie Bennett. The Mackie Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada.
I don't know what Halifax is. I'm Canadian after all.
It recovered 306 bodies. The Atlantic that was far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff anyways. The The bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So what happened next?
Well, they say the Mackie Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water, things that drowned had carried with them or stuff dislodged. As the ship sank, one of the things I found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, I won one.
The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin, it was all wood. There were no nails or reinforcements, and there were no gaps in the wood anywhere. It was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. You had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so well made. Inside, they found a woman, or I guess you should say they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin was deep brown and didn't show any signs of age or decomposition. They say she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. She didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the Mackie Bennett finished the search and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to melt. They say that the stink was horrible. But there was one body that didn't thaw. The girl in the coffin.
That's right.
Everybody thought for sure she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month had passed and another, and it was summer and she was still frozen solid somehow. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of a miracle. Rumors about the girl started to spread and people came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice. Alice.
I get it. Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day, Alice was there, the next she wasn't. They say someone snuck in and where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then or something about it. Or, the internet.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Now, why the hell would you say something like that?
'Cause I know.
And just what is it you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Wait, what? Zoinks! Junpei gulped. Alright, tell me, what happened to Alice? Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a thriving black market in New York. I mean, I'm sure there still is, but this was something special. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've heard that name before, right?
Sir Gordain? Isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic's sister ship?
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912. And 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic. But nobody knows where. He died in 1931. And apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However
what?
Well, I did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
What the hell is that, a riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Seven threw his hands up in defeat.
That's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Huh. Well, I can't dispute it. Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, they heard Clover's voice from the door. She did not sound pleased.
Hey! What are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Fine.
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. Might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he just heard. He tried to remember what June had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it was put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Oh my god. Was the Egyptian priestess Alice? Had the water in her body become Ice 9? That would explain a lot. No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist. Never know, there's bizarre things all over this world. Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven to the operating room where Clover was waiting. It's an interesting story. We'll keep it in mind. Let's make sure we've explored everywhere. There's another piece on this side. It's locked. Oh, convenient. Do we still have our key? I didn't get used. Good. Cool, it's unlocked. What does the plaque say, actually?
It's this preparation room.
I think you hang your coat here. There's a bunch of hooks. I'd rather keep mine. A cabinet with a drawer in it. Let's see, a piece of paper. What's this? Is it some kind of medical record? New material has been added to the file screen. Thank you. A file screen. The medical record. 6.2, 1.5, 3.6, 3.4. And Lucy's 53.2 kilograms. That's interesting. Considering we have scales outside of mannequins on them, I have a strong feeling that it probably has something to do with that. We'll have to check it out when we're finished here.
I found a breaker! Or beaker!
What in the hell? There's a ray of light going through the beaker.
And it's hitting the thing on the right! The white light on the top is glowing!
Yeah, but the red and blue ones are still aren't lit, though. Oh, okay, maybe I have to use these liquids.
Hey, the blue light turned on! And I heard a noise! It sounded like something unlocking!
Okay, let's leave that for now. What's unlocking? Maybe it's those things with the red, blue, and purple things on them. Oh cool, it's a leg! The fake left leg. Convenient. A locker with a blue plate on it. There's nothing left inside.
I sing! The doctors and nurses probably washed their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious there.
A sink doesn't look suspicious.
What the hell are you doing? Don't you want to get out of here?
But I'm tired. Okay, you're locked. I won't open, even budge.
You think it's an exit? What's this? A light switch? It doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Well, you did the blue liquid. Let's try the red liquid.
The red light's on now. I think I heard another noise. I get it. You combine the red liquid and the blue liquid to make a purple one. Good job, Junpei. The purple light came on and I heard it unlock. I'm sure it's unlocked. The locker with the purple plate has gotta be unlocked.
Alright, let's see what happened. I have a feeling they're right. I like that. That's a nice puzzle. Nope, there's our other leg. Okay, what do you have? Oh, a stomach. Wonderful. Nothing else in here? Okay, I guess there's nothing there. If the sink doesn't look suspicious. We can't go through here. It ain't working. Back out of here for now, then. We'll try to piece this damn mannequin together. An old hard bed. Okay, so we've collected 6 parts of the medical mannequin. The ones we got must be for Lucy, right? Yeah! Seems like it. Well, I say we give Lucy her parts back. Any objections? Nope! Agreed. Alright, let's get started. Combine! Okay. I'm gonna take a look at that file. Lucy's supposed to weigh a total of 53.2 kilograms. That is 6, her torso. Her heart should be 2, 5, 1. Okay, that actually makes sense. Oh, there's a number on here. 51 kilograms. What's this? Is this the weight? Well, we're just stacking body parts on it, so it makes sense that it'd be the weight. Hey, nothing happened. That's odd. Maybe it's the wrong weight. Wait. I guess I'm one step ahead of them. Yeah, well, you know there's a scale on the side of the bed. Maybe we need to get those scales to a specific number. How we gonna do that? I think we're supposed to swap her body parts with John's. Oh! Let's give it a shot. Operating instructions. Screen below displays 2 medical mannequins. You can switch their body parts by touching the part you want to switch out. Another part you want to switch in. Thank you. Switch the hearts. Yeah, that heart's heavier. Uh, 53, was that what she weighed? I should have noted that. No dice, I think we need to know the weight of each part. We could figure it out. Well, we do. 5436162, 53.2 kilograms. 52.2, gotta remember that. Yeah, we're just over. Aha! There we go. Hey, Junpei, I just heard something. It came from John's operating table. You better check it out. You're not wrong. Alright, well, done with you. It's an old operating table. The medical mannequin is lying on it. Okay, I did not mean to double-click that. Hey, Junpei, look at the scale. Huh. The lid on the scale. Oh, it's a key. Oh, thank gosh. Hey, it opened. Oh, I get it. It must have opened because we matched John's weight to what's on the chart. That makes sense. Oh. Jupiter key. Huh. White cloth. This way. If I remember right, the door over here was locked. Okay, maybe I'm right. Hey, hold on. Junpei stopped, about to put the key in the doorknob. What's up? Where's Clover? Huh? Junpei turned around. Clover's nowhere to be seen. God damn it! Where the hell did she go? Okay, hold on a minute. I'll go get her. Sure thing. Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. Oh no, let's not travel alone. He found her, standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin. Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here. She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead. What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John? It wasn't the best joke. No, it wasn't, Junpei. It was a pretty bad joke, actually. An attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She just stood stock still and said nothing. Oh, not even a snicker. Hey, Clover, can you hear me? Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
Huh? Oh, don't think like that.
That's why I couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
No, I won't let you be next, girl. Suddenly the operating room felt very cold. What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? Gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier. Junpei, what do you want to do? You know what? The 4-leaf clover will give her some luck. Told the clover they needed to leave. Screw your feelings. Here, feel better. Come on, cheer up. Oh yeah. He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier. We can give her some luck. It served us well. We haven't died yet. He reached into his pocket and took it out. A 4-leaf clover. Santa had given it to him in the second classroom. He held it out to Clover. I like that. Did you know that each leaf on the 4-leaf clover means something? Hope, faith, love, and luck. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm. He pressed the 4-leaf clover into her hand. Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. What are we, Naegi now? You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith, to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead. He's alive somewhere, I'm sure of it. We have to believe it. You've just got to believe in that. Have faith. Clover stared at the 4-leaf clover in her hand. He could see tears starting to form at the corners of her eyes.
Thank you.
Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away the tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small wet circles on the floor.
Thank you.
She said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage. Now come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit. But still, she didn't move.
Wait! Before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
For a moment, his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition. But why? What?
Oh! Huh? It was just a coincidence then. I mean, thought you knew about the 4-leaf clover.
Oh look, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a jerk, but you're making less than no sense right now.
Oh, no, it's nothing, just forget about it.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this now? What is this experiment you were talking about? Clover looked away. The 4-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart, but I don't hope to die.
Really?
Really.
I can trust you, right?
Of course you can. Clover slipped the 4-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Wait, what? On this ship?
Yeah, this ship.
I was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Something about communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see? He had heard something like this before. Clover nodded.
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right? But is he really John?
All Junpei could think was she has finally completely lost it. Took her long enough.
Is this like lock socks? The ship of Thuris?
Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard either of those things, although they sounded smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of these paradoxes?
Junpei shook his head. Clover laughed.
Okay, well pay attention then. This is how locked socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite pair. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
Well, I don't have a favorite pair of socks, but I do have a favorite robe, so I guess if I, had a hole in it, I'd patch it up if possible. I do know how to sew after all. Well, I guess I'd patch it up. Get some cloth and close up the hole.
But if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
But if another hole opened after that?
Another patch, I guess?
Let's say you just keep adding new patches, until eventually the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
That's tough. That's a good question, actually. Junpei crossed his arms. So that's the locked sock thing?
Yeah. The ship of Thuris is a lot like it.
The ship of Thuris, if you keep fixing damaged parts of the ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that the ship is the ship of Thuris that you started with? What if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one, somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Thuris? The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts? That's another good paradox. It was an interesting question, and Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey! Do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John? Or is it Lucy now?
Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right, it was just like locked socks and the ship of Thuris. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity resided in his heart. That's where passion resides, after all, or any number of internal organs. John's head and heart were both his, but apart from that, and a single arm, the rest of his body had once been Lucy's. Was that mannequin really John?
Just like those mannequins.
She looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our bodies change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made of something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. For fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
The silence was broken by Seven.
Hey! What the hell is taking you two so long?
Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around.
Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on.
Oh, what were you two doing? Was it some sort of secret meeting? No, it wasn't. We were just playing with the mannequins. Ah, let's go, Junpei.
Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed towards the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick. Okay, Junpei, that was a pretty good move. Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out of the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. They stood looking at the door. Junpei took out Jupiter's key. Alright, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking. Just do it, alright?
Heh. Fine then. He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. Oh, these doors always creep me out. It brings back memories of Resident Evil from when I was a kid. The door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. No man at a desk to tell them they were going to another time. They simply walked through the door, that was it. That was all. Alright, let's get going. Hey man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know. Can't you sound more happy? You know, get a little excited. Not really. Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway. My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next. Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead and she was likely to follow him. How could he pretend to be happy after hearing something like that? Oh. You found it! They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked. Until at last, the final door was hidden in a corner of the hall. Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. Jumpy! Jumpy! He spun around. He saw someone running towards him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming towards Junpei and his companions, his compadres, Santa, Lotus, and June. Oh, that was quick. I didn't get to see her for a while. They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard. Ah! What the hell is this? What are you doing here? What? But we didn't... Before he could finish, Clover spoke. Hey guys, could you come take a look at this? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. A map of the ship's interior. It said sea deck in the upper left corner. It was, they assumed, a map to the floor they were on. Door 7 and door 8. The map confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led to the hallway where they had found themselves. Huh, in fact. Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open the door 9. That's how the Nonary game works. Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness. One by one, the others saw what he'd seen. They moved as one for the door. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it in his pocket and followed the others. Not a bad idea. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5. Ready? Nope, we're not. We're going to leave it there for today, Meisters. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like to show your support. If you have to subscribe to the channel and wish to view more Shinigami shenanigans just like today's, do subscribe to the channel and join the Academy for more videos just like this one in the future. We do a lot of this type of game. And, as always, we will see you next time on Nang. Then we'll open the store. You guys are ready for this? I'm not, so will happen next time. Peace out, Meisters.